Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to episode 2 of Mastering the Monado. Thank you so much for the amazing support on the last episode. Let's shoot for 50 likes on this episode. Also, thank you for all the feedback in the comments. I'll try to include as many of your suggestions as possible because obviously I can't get every single piece of information all on my own. So keep up the great feedback. If you're new to this series or my channel, I really recommend checking episode 1, which you can do by clicking on the screen right here or the link in the description below. And without further delay, let's start episode 2, the neutral and basic fundamentals. One of the most important parts of understanding Super Smash Bros. Is the neutral. For anyone that doesn't know, the neutral is when both players have even stage control, and the objective is to send your opponent off stage and attempt an edgeguard. What does all that mean? Well, in simpler terms, it means both players are on stage, and the neutral is either won or lost, depending on whether you or your opponent is off stage. The best moves in the neutral are neutral air, forward air, back air, up tilt, down tilt, jab, and forward smash. Your main focus in the neutral should be to effectively space your opponent with moves like forward air and back air, and string combos out of down throw and neutral air in order to get your opponent to a high enough percent to attempt a kill setup like the Monado Purge, which I'll go more in detail later. For now, we need to learn how to use Shulk's moves efficiently and effectively. Shulk is not the type of character who has to approach, but is still capable of it. The best way to approach with Shulk are neutral air, a grab, or a retreating forward air. Forward air has 16 frames of landing lag, so if you decide to approach with a forward air, make sure you drift away from your opponent to avoid getting punished. You can use a C stick to perform a forward air while holding back on the control stick. Neutral air comes out frame 13 and has 10 frames of landing lag. Even though neutral air has a ton of combo potential, don't spam it. Your opponent will quickly catch on and punish you out of shield. So how do you counter this from happening? The answer is tomahawk grabbing. Tomahawk grabbing is when a character performs a short hop to trick your opponent into thinking you'll do an aerial attack, but instead immediately fast fall and grab them. From there, Shulk has a ton of options out of grabs. Tomahawk grabbing is a super effective tool, and I really recommend using it for Shulk. Depending on your situation, you can either play patient or aggressive. For example, if you have a stock lead, you can play patient and use shield art to stay alive for as long as possible. If your opponent lacks the proper tools to punish you, like a slower character with weaker frame data, or you're in jump art and are able to jump around the stage freely, feel free to be more aggressive. The rest is pretty much situational and is up to you to figure out. Just know that it's best to play both patient and aggressive. Don't stick to one playstyle. If you do get a grab, you can go for a down throw. At low percents and in speed mode, down throw is an extremely effective tool. It acts almost like a 50-50. If your opponent tries to jump or doesn't react after the down throw, you can combo into a forward air. If your opponent air dodges, you can convert into an up smash, or a combo out of neutral air. At high percents and in smash mode, down throw is a kill throw starting about 100% at the ledge. High percents in jump mode, you can go for Shulk's 50-50 the Monado Purge. I mentioned this earlier in the last episode, and you do this by performing an up throw and hitting the B button 3 times to cancel the jump air. After the up throw, it'll buffer your jump and you can go for an up air. You can read their air dodge if it is necessary. If you want to know more about the Monado Purge, check out this video for an in-depth guide to the Monado Purge, which is in the description. In Buster, back throw can be used to lead into a backslash at mid percents if your opponent misses a tech or does a neutral tech. You can also use it to read an air dodge at high percents. Shulk's tilts are great moves to utilize his extended range. If your opponent is primarily an air fighter, sorry Little Mac, up tilt will be your best friend. It's one of his fastest moves at frame 11 and acts as an anti-air. An anti-air covers above your character but doesn't extend their hurt box. Up tilt can also kill in smash mode from starting at around 100 to 110%. Down tilt is also a great spacing move and comes at a frame 10, and is also a great move against shorter characters like Kirby and Pikachu, but is still effective against all characters. Remember that Buster does more shield damage, so your moves will be a lot safer on shield. Shulk's jab is his fastest move coming out of frame 5, and does a solid 12% without an art, and can even do 17% when in Buster. It's a quick move to relieve pressure from your opponent, and if your opponent has a lot stronger frame data than you, jab will be a very helpful tool. With back airs is a very safe option on a majority of the cast. Back air has a crazy amount of range, and it will cover any of your opponent's approach options. But again, don't spam it because it has 90 frames of landing lag, and if your opponent is a fast runner, people like Sonic or Sheik, they will be able to punish you if you excessively use it. Lastly, I want to cover Shulk's out of shield option, which is Air Slash. This can be done by immediately pressing jump and then up B while in shield. It's a very effective move, has a ton of range, and can even take stocks at higher percents. It's a very good move. Because of the Monado arts, Shulk has a lot of unique movement options. While in the air, Shulk can beer versus art activation, and this allows him to quickly change his direction for landing mix-ups and to do an aerial in the opposite direction you're facing. Shulk also has Malk, which stands for Monado Art Landing Lag Canceling, which I'm sure most of you have heard about. Basically, it can cancel any landing lag from an aerial move or an air dodge by activating the art right as you land in order to cancel any of the remaining lag. Malk is not a very difficult tech, but it does take a little bit of time to get used to. But after some practice, it'll become second nature. If you want a more in-depth guide to Malk, I recommend that you check out these videos, which you can find in the description below. Buster makes Shulk's moves very safe and very dangerous on shield. If your opponent shields too many of your moves in Buster, they will end up with a broken shield. It will also make it harder for them to punish you due to the extra shield damage done by Buster. This is the time when I recommend playing more aggressive because of those reasons. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Also let me know what other things you want me to cover in this series, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Stage Select.